I'm trying to find like a positive answer, but I don't have one. How do you navigate through crisis? Hell, I don't know.
Oh God. Oh, I'm about to choke.
I was in crisis for 20 years. I don't know. I didn't. I just died. Literally just died. And I quoted The Color Purple all the time. That's what I did.
Hey, beautiful, and welcome to Girl, Get Your Groove Back, the podcast for boss women and busy moms who are ready to stop surviving and start thriving. I'm your host, Coach Jamila, total wellness coach, mom of five, and your no fluff guide to real energy, hormone harmony, emotional balance, and confident living. Here, we're going to have real talk about the things that really matter, like mindset shifts, movement that fits your life, smart nutrition, sustainable self care, and the relationships that shape us. Today's episode is extra special because I get to sit down with someone who knows me better than almost anyone. My best friend of over 20 years. I call her Chris, but Kristen Sanders is her name. She is the definition of grit, grace, and growth, a devoted mother of three boys, a survivor of childhood trauma, and a woman who put herself through nursing school while navigating life's many challenges. Chris has been showing up for others as a nurse since 2018, and now she's learning to show up just as powerfully for herself. In this new chapter, as a recent empty nester and newly divorced woman, Chris is redefining what it means to be fine AF and fierce. She's taking solo trips, y'all. She's going on solo dates and embracing her own reflection with more love, freedom, and curiosity than ever before. This conversation is about confidence, reinvention, and permission. Permission to grow, to grieve, to glow up, and to own your story unapologetically. So grab your coffee or choice of beverage or settle into your self-care corner because you're about to hear what it really looks like when a woman takes her power back. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Girl, Get Your Groove Back. I am so excited to be here with my one and only BFF in real life, my best friend, my soul sister, my sister from another mister. We've been through things since 1999. Okay, so we've been together for a long time, from divorces to children to marriage to all the things. But I'm so excited to have you on this show today. Thank you so much for being on. You inspire me. I'm excited to have this conversation, and I know that it's going to touch so many people. I'm sure there's going to be lots of laughing and who knows what else. This is Kristen, the beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I am excited. So, the name of this episode is Who Said Moms Can Be Fine AF? And the AF means and fierce. Okay, y'all? Because this girl right here is fine. She's bold. She's intentional. She's reflective. I call her like, girl, help me. I need help. What do you think? All the time. So let's just dive in. And I really want to just start here. You're in a season of life. You have been an empty nester for a little bit. And I would just love to hear how you would describe this season of your life in 3 words.
Okay. I would say definitely educational,
Yes.
spontaneous, and unaccompanied.
Ooh. Okay.
Say unaccompanied. Yeah.
Let's talk more about that. Tell me a little bit more about what do you mean by educational and spontaneous and unaccompanied?
I say educational because I am learning. I'm learning so many things about myself, about, my place in this world, learning a lot about what got me to where I am today,
Yeah.
and learning who I want to be going forward.
Mm.
I say spontaneous because I'm learning not to think so much. I just do. I just do. And then I say unaccompanied because I feel like that's a better word than like I don't feel lonely, but it is kind of a solo. This is kind of like a solo journey that is only for me, and so that's why I say unaccompanied. It's not a bad thing; it's a good thing,
Yeah.
but it's something that you have to do by yourself.
Yes. And that's something you tell me a lot. Like, girl, it's important to have that solo time to just really get to know yourself. And like just talking to you on your journey and hearing how reflective, I really, really love how reflective you are. It's super inspiring. And I think a lot of people need to realize, listen, we're women in our 40s. And I feel like the 40s is like a rediscovering time frame. What do you feel? Like the 40s for me has been just like a whole other level of discovery. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I actually know something for once.
Okay.
Like we felt like we knew everything when we were in our 20s. We thought we knew more than our parents. We knew we were going to do all these things, but I mean, I feel like a grown up now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Like we are doing grown women stuff. And also we not taking no BS. I've found that
Yeah.
with a lot of women in their 40s, it's like, yeah, I may have said yes in my 30s, but not anymore. We're not doing that. Um,
Yeah.
so with that being said, I love that. And you've raised 3 boys. Okay.
Hmm.
I feel like we were pregnant together a few times.
Hmm.
We were
Yeah.
pregnant together, or you were pregnant and I wasn't, and then you were breastfeeding and I was pregnant, or something like we were pretty.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you raised your 3 boys. Okay, you've
Mhm.
navigated a divorce, and now you are really out here being you, doing you. What do you feel has sparked the shift for you? Like where you're focusing on like the solo trips, solo dates, and really taking time for yourself. Where do you feel that shift came from?
Think it was because for the first time in my life, I was sitting here and I didn't have anybody to focus on. It
Mm,
was just me. And I'm so used to being wife and mother, I didn't know anything else. I
yeah.
think initially I tried to kind of rely on friends and family, but friends and family is not always going to be available. They love you, but they have their lives too. And so I sat
Yeah.
here like, what am I going to do? And then I just started doing. I
Mm,
just started taking myself to little shows, and then it was, let me just walk around and discover the city. Let me be nosy. And then it was, let me take myself on a trip. I have the time and means to be able to do that. Whereas in the past, I didn't feel like I had that, and I didn't always have that. It's a good season to be in.
I love it. I know we
Yeah.
talked about. I said, "Girl, I went to. I think it was La Madeline restaurant or something," and I was like, "I'm gonna go by myself."
Mhm.
But I was sitting out there feeling super awkward. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
myself. And so I felt like I needed to have something. So I had my computer, I opened my computer up, I was like working on my computer. It takes a minute. It's a shift for real when you're used to being accompanied with somebody. But I was like, girl, close the computer down, put the phone down, and just sit in the awkwardness. But it was
Yeah.
weird. It was awkward. I felt like people were looking at me like, why is she here by herself?
Yeah. And sometimes they will ask you, "Why are you here by yourself?"
Yeah.
I get asked that all the time.
But you're just embracing it. You inspire me to start doing that more.
It's like you have to. I feel like, and I don't think it's a bad thing, but I've said sometimes it feels almost as if it takes just as much energy to actually follow through with the action.
Mm,
Like if I'm going on a trip and I'm going for relaxation, I feel like it takes a lot of energy to get myself into that mind state to actually relax. I have to affirm myself a lot.
yeah,
It's okay that you're not here with somebody. It's okay. You're safe. You're all right, girl. It's okay. You're
yeah,
not the first person to do this. This is necessary. I just feel like it's something that is necessary. Everybody needs to try to do it. Even if you're married, take yourself to a movie, take yourself to go sit at the restaurant, and don't be buried in your phone. Just focus on being present in the moment. And it's
mhm,
hard for us to do that.
yeah,
And who gets to do that as a mother? Nobody. Because you try to make sure they got coloring books and they're not making messes, and
Yep.
You're trying to take care of them. Well, now it's just you. So you have to take care of yourself.
Come on. And we can't keep waiting. I think
No.
we can relate in terms of, when we were raising kids, it's a beautiful blessing and it can be a lot of chaos at the same time. And
Yeah.
oftentimes we neglect ourselves as moms. We are so focused, like you said, on making sure the kids are okay, taking care of the household, oftentimes working full-time jobs as well. And so we're like, by the time nighttime comes, we're so tired. I remember I'd read
Mhm.
the book and I'd be falling asleep. Mommy, wake up. I'm like, ooh, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yeah.
And so this season of life truly is an opportunity to really take care of you and focus on you. I I love that. One thing I see from you for sure is I just see so much confidence and a glow, and you don't take BS. You are just walking truly in a beautiful season of life. What do you feel has helped you reclaim your confidence after
Mhm.
going through a divorce, after the mommy identity started to shift? What do you feel has really helped you reclaim that confidence?
So I would counter that with another question first, which is how do you reclaim something that you never had?
Mhm.
Okay. I never had confidence to claim anything before.
Mm,
And so this is new for me. I said that I'm in an educational season, so this is all about learning. But I remember shortly after I moved into my new house, I was sitting at home one day, just chilling out. There was nothing going on. And all of a sudden, I just started feeling so uneasy, and I did not know why. And
mm,
I just broke down into tears and started crying. I reached out to my therapist and she's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. I don't
right.
know. I don't know why I'm crying." She helped me to identify that this was the first time in my life that I was not in crisis mode.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
I've been living in crisis since the day that I landed on this earth, right?
mm,
And so there's always been a problem to fix, or there's always been something that's been going on. And I found that now I'm in this place and the kids are gone and I'm not having to focus on them. I don't have a spouse to focus on. My bills are paid. It's
mm.
just you, boo. That's it. And it was so tragic because the concept was so foreign to me. I've never experienced this before. But at the same time, it was a huge blessing because once I realized what it was, and thank God she helped me to be able to see that. But once she helped me to realize what it was, I was able to sit in that peace and quiet that I'd never had before.
Mm.
And I was able to, have gratitude. I was able to rest. And I think that that is where that shift started to come in because how can you have confidence when you're always in crisis? You're always waiting on,
Mm.
the other shoe to drop. But now, of course, I'm still facing challenges, but I'm realizing I like the space that I'm in, and it's helping me to to be confident and to flourish,
Mm.
being on the other side of all of
Yeah. Girl, mic drop. Cause
it. Girl, I'm like, oh my, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know. Like it was so weird. I realized in all of my years, I had never had that feeling before where I'm just sitting in a room and it's just me. There's nobody else. What is the problem? I don't know. There's nothing wrong.
you're like, why am I what? And it's interesting though, girl, because it's like when you're in survival mode, literally, for so long, and you get to a
Mhm.
place where you're no longer in survival mode, I can imagine for a lot of people that's a foreign feeling. That's like, what is this? Or you're expecting something else to happen because that's what you're used to. And you have to really navigate that mindset to make sure you're not like something else is bad is about to happen because that's what I've lived in for so long. Wow, I love that you were able to navigate that with your therapist. Shout out, Miss Charlene.
Shout out, shout out.
I love her. And it's just amazing that you're in a season where you're just like, I'm good. I'm okay. And to be able to be reflective and intuitive is awesome. I feel like women who are in survival mode right now, so like just a little bit of a shift. Women who are in survival mode right now, do you
Mhm.
have any thoughts or could you share anything based on your experience on how you navigated survival mode, how you allowed yourself to be able to come out of survival mode?
Ooh, that's tough. Therapy's definitely good.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I think when you're in the survival mode, like when you're still in, these hard situations, like you just turn off. You just become desensitized to everything. Trying to get to the other side of that, I have learned that it's important to process emotions
Yeah.
and give them words. And sometimes we don't know how to do that. I heard something yesterday. Somebody said that we process 4,000 words a minute, which is
Wow.
fast enough to get through a Harry Potter book in 20 minutes. And
Wow.
so there's a lot of stuff that we have going on in our head. A lot I wasn't able to speak to for a long time, but learning how to process, separating the emotions, not reacting sometimes, and really just trying to delve in and figure out what is going on with me? How do I really feel? Why is this affecting me? I feel like that it helps to direct your action. I'm trying to find like a positive answer, but I don't have one. How do you navigate through crisis? Hell, I don't know.
Oh, I'm about to choke.
This is for 20 years. I don't know. I didn't. I just died. Literally just died. And I quoted The Color Purple all the time. That's what I did.
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. And why are we laughing? It's so good. Okay. That's one thing that we are relatable about is we laugh about the most inappropriate stuff.
It's necessary. That's a coping maybe it's not.
I heard one of my friends, she said the way she dealt with trauma is she was funny. She would be funny. And I was like, huh, interesting. Because maybe a lot of people do that. Like even comedians, they'll tell jokes about their life and it's terrible. It's like, why would you laugh about that? But it's funny at the same time. So maybe I think
Yeah.
it is coping. I think
Yeah.
it's just to kind of like make it not feel so bad.
Right.
So now you're in this beautiful season once again. You're an empty nester, and my nephews, because that's what they are. I remember them when they were in your belly, and you remember my kids when they were in my belly. So we've literally seen these kids grow up from little ones to young adults. And you and I talk about this all the time. We like, they didn't have a book for this stage when they become young adults. They had all the books and tools, like what to expect when expecting, and, how to take care of your toddler. And then here we are in this season with young adults navigating that, and it's interesting because, like you said, when you're in your 20s, you think you know everything. You can't nobody tell you nothing. I mean, I was the same way. With all that being said, now you are an empty nester
Yeah.
and you don't have to necessarily take care of kids like you used to. What has that felt like? I mean, has anything surprised you about becoming an empty nester?
I love being an empty nester. I love it. I think that the most surprising thing was leading up to them moving out. I was like, I can't wait till they move out. I can't wait till they move out. And that's where the thought stopped. I didn't really think about what actually happens and what life would look like. But it's so funny. I used to go to sleep, but I don't know that I was really resting. I always had to have on some music or a TV or something, some sort of distraction to be able to fall asleep if I was, in the house. And now I can come in here, turn every light off, every TV, all the music, pitch black, and I sleep so peacefully every single night. Never done that.
Wow.
I don't know why. I thought that being an empty nester, one of my fears was that I would be afraid to be by myself.
Yeah.
No, I love being at home alone. I love it. And I get so excited when it's time for me to come home. If I'm on a trip and it's time for me to come back or me leaving work, coming home, I get so excited. I get to go home and lay in my
Yes. Yes.
whereas before it's like I'm gonna come home to dishes and mess and missing food and all these things and everything is just the way I left it.
Every day. Clean. And I
It smells good.
yes. Yes. Listen.
If I got the ice cream, I can come home and I know it's still gonna be there. I'm like, oh
Yes.
my God, this is mine. I can eat out of the carton if I want to. If I want to.
Right? You don't have
Oh,
to hide food anymore because
right. Don't have to put locks on refrigerators. The outside refrigerator. I wasn't abusing my kids.
yeah.
Okay. Remember that just in case refrigerator that Josiah talked about that was in the garage?
Uh-huh. Can I have some? Listen,
That's where we had to lock up all the snacks and ration them out.
because they would be gone. Now, listen, moms with multiple kids, you understand what we're talking about. Now, if y'all don't have multiple kids, you may think that we're crazy, but if you have multiple
Nah,
kids,
right?
you got to hide your snacks. What's the what was that guy? Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your snacks.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
maybe the next day you get them, they're gone. Literally. They're
Yeah.
um
Put it in the trunk of your car. If you want to get you something, you gotta hurry up and eat it, and make sure your mouth don't have no crumbs before put some gum in your mouth, cause they'll smell it. What
what
did
do
you
you
do to
mean?
eat with that?
Right. Oh my gosh, that's funny because I just talked the other day about I just got a whole thing of butter pecan ice cream from like the big Bluebell carton. And I was so excited to get me some. And I don't eat ice cream a lot. And I literally got it one day. And when I
Mhm.
woke up the morning, I'm expecting to pick it up and I picked it up and it's so light. I was like, ugh. And I opened it up, girl. There was like 2 spoonfuls left for me to get some. I'm like, that's dang. Actually really aggravated. I'm mad that
Mhm.
y'all greedy. Why did y'all just
Yeah.
eat up all the ice cream? So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a nice feeling. Come home to a full carton of butter
Mhm.
pecan or whatever kind of ice cream you got. And listen, we love our kids.
Uh huh.
The season of life as an empty nester, I think for me, it's a little scary too because that's all I know. And I'm sure with you too, that's like, we had children, we've raised them. That's all that we knew for so long. So it'll be interesting when that phase of life comes for me. I don't know. I may be like this. I'm going to be calling you a lot because I'm like, it's too quiet. I'm used to the noise and all the things. I love
You will find a way. You will find a way.
Yes. Well, I'll call you, girl. What am I supposed to do?
Mhm.
I know when I came over, I was like, girl, your refrigerator is so full. Wow, that's amazing.
Like literally, I've never seen this in my life ever.
Ever, ever, girl. Well, with that being said, since you have now been an empty nester, you're sleeping so much more peacefully. You have a full fridge, which is amazing. We kind of talked about unaccompanied, right? So I don't want to say loneliness because I don't think that's really what it is, but how do you handle moments when maybe you have loneliness or you feel lonely without letting that shrink you, shrink the confidence that you built, shrink your light per se? Do you feel like you ever run across those moments?
I do because it is natural to want to have companionship, connection with somebody, especially the opposite sex.
Yeah.
And it's difficult at times. However, um, I do put some things into practice. I work out a lot now. Like I've always worked out, but I work out a lot. Because
Because look at the body. Look at the body.
it keeps you from picking up the phone and making desperate phone calls to people. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
You may go on an aggressive walk, or you might have an aggressive workout with some very aggressive music,
Right.
to try to just simmer down a bit.
Right.
That's one. But another thing that I don't discount is I'm learning that a lot of the things that we want to get from men as women, and I feel like vice versa, men to women, a lot of those connections we can find in other people by just going back to the people that we know and we love, our family, our friends. Sometimes you just need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to be at the restaurant by myself again. And so maybe I'll call a friend and be like, hey girl, let's go eat or something. And I also find I love going to visit my niece and nephew. I love my brother. I love my sister-in-law dearly. But those kids, they help me to not focus on myself,
Mm,
you know, because it's whatever they have going on and it just feeds my soul.
yeah.
It just puts me in a place where I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. And then, of course, you have to always affirm yourself and remind yourself this may be a road that you're traveling by yourself, but you're not lonely.
Yeah.
You are healthy, you are strong, you are beautiful. Your contributions to this world matter. You have healthy relationships, people love you. And it really has helped me in this season to just wait so that I don't make decisions that I'll regret later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of times we cling to people because we're lonely. We don't even know why. We just pick folks and
Mhm.
we attach ourselves to them and we, create these ties with people when we really could have just stayed in the place that we were.
Yeah.
I want to just give away my peace like that. So
Girl, you
yeah.
said you had that's a whole word because the clingy, not clingy, but like you said, we cling to people sometimes when we're lonely. But is it real love? Is it a real friendship or partnership? Or is it just, I don't want to be lonely, so I feel comfortable with this person, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting because I see you exercising and I just, I have the vision of you talking like, you're like, like getting it all out. You got what's the music? Okay, one song you're listening to, for example, when you're doing your exercise routine. What's like one of those songs?
What is that Meek Mill? There's a Meek Mill song. I forgot what it's called, but it's like his anthem.
Yeah.
I listen to that. I've been listening to Bad Bunny, believe it or not, lately. Just all kinds of stuff. I listen to all kinds of stuff to just zone out. I've never worked out this much in my darn life. I didn't work out this much in my 20s.
Right.
But it's good for me. It makes me feel good about myself and it helps me to kind of reset. I'm too tired to be thinking about making phone calls. I'll be all right for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And I just keep doing it over and over and over.
Yes.
But it works. Oh,
And you look good and you feel good. Okay.
yeah.
And
Thank you.
full health coach talk, you are protecting your bones, okay, and building up the muscles. I love it. We
Yeah.
doing that in our 40s anyways.
Yeah.
Come on now. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Again, because you're navigating this season, what would you say to the woman, right, who thinks it's too late to reinvent herself?
Hmm.
Maybe she has kids, maybe she doesn't, maybe she's older in her 40s or, late 30s navigating. What would you say to this woman who just like it's too late for me?
I hope it's not too late
Yeah.
because I'm there with you.
Well,
So I don't think that it's ever too late. I think that as long as we have breath in our bodies, we have the opportunity to wake up and reset and do it again
yeah.
and again and again and again. And I tell myself that all the time. I had a full blown sucker attack on Monday at work. It was just so stupid. But I came home and I told myself, okay, we're not going to do this again. So I have to come home and I have to do my own personal therapy
Yeah.
to build myself up, to go back out there and try again. And I literally had to do that reset Monday night so that I could show up different on Tuesday.
Mm,
And so that wasn't the end. I got another opportunity. Thank you, Lord, for putting breath in my lungs and help and letting me wake up again
yes.
to make new decisions. And so I think as long as we're here, it ain't too late. I just saw my aunt this past weekend. She just turned 75,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at how she's living. And it seems that she's so happy.
Yeah.
She's doing things that she's never done before.
Mm,
And I aspire to be that person to be full of life and to be healthy and active and continually trying new things. So
Yeah.
it's not too late.
It's never too late. Like you said, as long as you got breath in your body, you can reinvent yourself day after day after day. I think at the end of the day, it becomes a choice. It's a decision that you have to make, as all things are. And I think that any woman watching needs to know, make the decision if you want to make changes in your life and start small. It don't have to be overarching. Just
Yeah.
a little small thing that you could do to make a shift is a good start. So I appreciate that. What's something that you're doing right now
Hmm.
that is bringing you pure joy? It's just bringing you pure joy just because you can. What would you say maybe one or two things are that's bringing you pure joy in this season?
One of the things is having the means, the tangible means to be able to help other people. That has brought me a lot of joy because I haven't always been able to do that. We went through those struggles where it was like, how are we going to get diapers? How are we going to get food? And so now that I've gotten some kids almost all the way off my payroll or off of my, I want to be able to just bless other people. And
Yeah.
so that, I love that. I love that.
Mm, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And then, of course, I'm really loving traveling by myself.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of confidence. I was very, very afraid. I credit my ex-husband for putting me on to travel because all I wanted to do was take a road trip to Galveston and look at the water. But now, we really going places. So he opened my eyes to that, and I was afraid to do it alone when we divorced, but I'm doing it,
You're
and I'm
doing
doing it a lot.
Yeah.
And as I'm discovering these new places and I'm learning people and different cultures, I feel like it's making me a more well-rounded person, a more informed person,
Mm.
and I absolutely love it.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that too, girl. I be seeing the pictures pop up. I'm like, girl, I'm coming soon. I'm gonna come with you soon.
Yeah. Please,
It's
please.
time. It's time. All right. So we're gonna wrap it up. And I want to ask you three questions, right? As a part of our Girl Get Your Groove Back wrap up. And so the three questions. The first one is fill in the blank. Being fine AF and fierce in this chapter means
Every
period. Okay. What's one ritual or routine that instantly brings you back to your power?
Ooh, I would say music. Music
Mm.
and just hyping myself up with music.
Yeah.
I can be in my apartment doing that alone. It just puts me in such a good mood.
Yeah. And this girl can sing, by the way. Maybe one day I'm going to get her on here to sing. What would you title this current chapter of your story?
I would probably literally call it chapter one because that's
Ooh,
this is the beginning.
wow. That's really good, girl. That's really good.
Yeah.
I
This
so,
is literally the beginning.
yeah. It's the beginning of a new journey, just rediscovering who you are. And for real, you inspire me. Like, you inspire me seriously. And I'm so grateful for our friendship. I'm so grateful to know you. And truly, you are my soul sister. Thank you for being on Girl, Get Your Groove Back. And I really hope that you all who are watching were inspired by her story. I mean, that's just the brink of it. But this girl right here, it's proof that you can reinvent yourself no matter what your age is. You can get your body popping no matter what your age is. And it's really important that you really build confidence and love on you at the end of the day. So thank you so much, girl, again for being on this
No,
episode. I love you. And until next time.
love you, girl.